In today's video, I want to talk about the most common mistakes that beginners make in the gym and how to avoid them. So, one of them is using bad form for years and never correcting it. I mean, this particular one, it actually hurts to watch because people, they train with bad form for so long that it becomes like their new normal. And what happens is that they get injured and they wonder why nothing's changing. So the way to resolve this is to fix your form early, and that will save you years of frustration. Another problem I come across is ignoring pain and pushing through it instead of actually adjusting or learning proper technique. If something hurts, like actual pain, not the normal burn that you may feel when you're training, what you need to do is stop and just figure out why. Pain is your body warning you that something is actually wrong. So these are the things that can actually hold you back for years. If you don't fix them early, then they can cause you, of course, long-term problems. Most of these are actually super easy to avoid once you actually know what you're looking for. Another problem I find is starting with heavy weights instead of learning the proper form first. So a lot of beginners, they walk into a gym and they think the goal is to lift as heavy as possible right away. But what you fail to realize is if you skip learning proper form, all you're doing is actually building bad habits and setting yourself up for actual injuries. What you need to do is master the technique first, and then strength will actually come afterwards. Another common problem is rushing through every rep and not controlling the movement. Now, this one is huge because what I find is people they move the weight too fast because it feels easier, but you're basically taking the muscle out of the equation. So what you need to do is actually slow down the rep, control the weight, and actually make the muscle work. And that's where you'll see progress. So if you want me to fix your form and help you get stronger without injuries, click in the link in the description and book a call with me today. Another common problem that I actually come across, which I even see to this day, is people skipping warm-ups and going straight into heavy lifting. Remember one thing, warming up is not really optional. And the reason why you need it is because you need your joints ready, you need to get your blood flowing, and you need to rehearse the movements before. You need to get your joints ready and get the blood flowing and rehearse the movements before you load it. Even a simple thing like 3 to 5 minute warm up can actually prevent months of setbacks. Another one is training your chest, training your shoulders, your arms, but ignoring your legs and rear delts. So a lot of people, what they tend to do is they look at your mirror muscles, i.e. the chest, your arms, your shoulders, the stuff you pretty much see in front or when people take selfies. But the problem is if you don't train your back, your legs, your glutes, your rear delts, what happens is you end up with a bad posture and imbalances and a physique that really doesn't look complete. So in essence, the purpose is to have a balanced body which will make you look better, and not only that, you'll get stronger faster. One of the other issues I find is copying random workouts instead of following a structured program. So what people tend to do, in particular beginners, they'll jump on whatever they see on social media like TikTok or whatever anybody else is doing in the gym. But the biggest problem with that, there's no progression, there's no structure, there's no plan. What you actually need is a program that actually builds on itself week after week, and that's in essence how results happen. Moving on to the next point, ego lifting is just to impress other people instead of training safely. So the honest truth is nobody really cares about how much you're lifting. What will get noticed though is when someone is actually using really poor technique and they end up almost injuring themselves. What you need to do is leave your ego at the door, train in a way your body will actually thank you for years to come. So another issue is not training close enough to failure, but stopping too early. What this in essence means is that people quit as soon as a set or a rep gets a bit too uncomfortable. But what you need to realize is that reps that actually trigger muscle growth are the hard ones at the end, which are the hard ones. What you need to do is be roughly about 1 to 3 set reps away from failure, working on more sets. If you want a proper plan built around your body and your goals, book a call with me using the link below. So another issue I come across is switching routines every week and never giving one program time to work. So what beginners tend to find is beginners love variety because it feels exciting. But what you need to realize is that progress requires actual repetition. So if you're actually changing your exercises every week, your body never has time to adapt or improve. What you need to do is stick to a routine long enough to see progression, and as a result, you'll get stronger at it. One of the major points I want to move on to is poor recovery. And what this in essence means is not sleeping enough or not eating enough protein. So what you can have is a perfect training plan, but if you sleep 4 hours or eat poorly, your muscles actually won't grow. What you need to do is remember, recovery is only half of the process. Sleep, your hydration, and protein matter way a lot more than any supplement. And finally, just to wrap up the video, if you want me to correct your technique and help you train pain-free, click on the link in the description and book a call with me today.